Okay. So this is a basic student report where display where try to where we try to display all the fields, right? So I'm using only 4 5 fields, okay, for the timing to understand all internal table operations. Client we have first name, last name, and I'll use here like first name. How many characters we have? Like let me open the table. We have client 3 characters, then SN student number 12 characters. Time restricted to 14. Okay, first name we have again 10 characters. This I'll put it in the 20. We have to put actual values, but I'm just restricting. I'm just reducing the spaces. Okay. So 10 plus 4, 10. I mean 14 plus 10. Again we have 24, but we don't have that much student numbers. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 only. So I'm just putting 20. Email again we have 241. Okay. So I'll mention as a 25. 20 plus 25, 45 I'll mention. Or I'll not take this field for the time being. Age is the 5 characters, 25. After last time having 50 characters, 20 plus. Uh, so here I mentioned 20. Na? For last time we have to take 10 characters, 20 plus 10, 30. So here I'll mention 35. Remaining I'm not taking this moment. For here also, email I'm commenting. After age also I'm just commenting. Also we have to start saying 14 characters. 35 characters. Click on save, check, activate, execute. See now we have only 4 columns. You can see here. Client number is coming here, and here numbers we are not able to see. We have to put actual value. The number, how many characters we have? 12 characters. Okay, so here it should start with 3 plus 4, 4 plus 12, 16. Then I have a mention here 17. 17 plus 10, 27, 28 with the space. Here again last time 50 characters, so we'll take it as a 12 characters. 28 plus 12, 40, 41. We have to start here with 41. Same I have mentioned here. 17, 28. So I'll remove this others. Okay, you can see the number heading is not addressed. 4. I will mention here. Let's start with number is coming, and first name also we have to give one space. Okay, it is no space here. Last name, age is last name and age is fine. So first name I mentioned 18. To 22. So this role I'm just deleting. Next program will try to accommodate those fields also. So today session motto is to understand internal table operations. Okay? Just click on save, check, activate. execute. Okay, now we got the columns, proper columns, values also coming in the same columns. So let me put here underline, activate. So uline means it will create the underline. You can see here one underline is created. Now for headings I'm putting color. Okay, we have a RGB colors. Okay, so we can use anyone. Okay, format, reset. Okay, just click on save, check. Syntax is format color. Two, we have a 1 to 7 colors. Okay, you can try different colors. Okay, here format I'm just resetting that color, so only headings will get the color. So we brought a color too. Let me give different color for your understanding. Color size red color. Okay, you can see color is coming. Okay, for content also we can take colors. uh, Colors 4. Okay, reset. Then I'm taking different color. Execute. You can see color is showing. Okay, color is this. If age also, if you give this much, let's type. Okay. So here also, if you are aware of characters, will give that much space. So columns will be aligned automatically. We have one more space to give. Okay. This is just aligning that content. Okay, now we'll start with internal table operation. So loopert is one of the internal table operations that we already discussed. So this we are using for looping the content, not only for display purpose. This is basically we are using for looping the internal table content. We're doing some operation. It can be display or it can be modified inside the loop, or it can be append to some other internal table by doing the validations and all. So now we have operations here append. So I'm using the append. We will see how append is. Here after select query, so in select query we are getting 3 entries now. Let me check how many entries we are getting. 1, 2, 3 entries. When you put the entry in program, not from database, in directly program. Okay. So what is the first field here? We have to append entries through work area, because one record we are appending. So capability of one record we can achieve through work area only. Okay. So work area student is a work area. First field is client. Okay. Client 800. If we give 800 without in this case it will take, since we are handling runtime, but in database level it will not take. If we give, this is not mandatory, it will update automatically from database level. Now we are appending programmatically, we have to mention the client. Here, student hyphen next field student number. I'm giving 4. Here, student. Okay, first name. Last name. Equal to Arun. Here, student. Age. I'm giving 26. So here we are addressing every field for displaying purpose. Here also we have to address every field for appending data. Now one work area, one record is successfully created. So now we have to append to internal table. Append work area student to internal table IT underscore student. clear? Work area. What is meaning of this code is, so we have one work area. So we are appending every field, what are the fields we required programmatically. Okay, so finally one work area will be created. We are pushing this internal work area content to internal table. So now internal table already we have 3 entries in this statement. Okay, line number 17. Now we are appending 4th entry. The total 4 entries we are displaying here when we are looking. Okay. See here, 4th entry it is showing. Okay, so I'm appending 2 more entries. The same format. I'm just copying this setup. We will take roll number, student number 5, 6 will take here. So names will take age will be, we can take different age. So just click on save, check, activate. So just executing. You can see all 6 entries. Okay, so this is for append activity. See now we have other operations. Next operation is insert. So insert also we can use same way. So instead of append here, see I'm using insert. Insert work area here. Into is not work. Into we have to add into table, internal table. See, this is insert statement. Okay, we are inserting this work area to internal table. This also will work same as a append, but difference I will tell you after this execution. You see, 6 is working. Okay, the only difference is append. Whenever we use append, so this will happen automatically at the bottom of the table. Suppose we are adding 4th, so it will add bottom of the table. If we add so 5th also it is working bottom of the table. If you use normal insert, it will be working bottom of the table. But the main advantage of insert is we can put to specific position as well. Like we have how many entries now? 6 entries. Right, total 6 entries. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Six.
Yes,
Ah,
sir.
yeah. Total 600.
See, here I'm just copying the statement, or else we'll try. So I'll create a new setup of new entry. Entry 7. Okay, here into table, instead of into table, into student, here we have to add index. Index 2. Okay, so index 2 means it is addressing the position in the output. Okay, so now student number will be displayed in the second row, as a second row it will display. Here you can see here 1, then student number is 7. 2, 3, 4 remaining are coming in the proper way. So that is the advantage of insert, but append will not work. Append will be always adding the entries at the bottom of the table only.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
I mean, now it is student number 7, but some cases, if you see some data, the student number, customer, so on, so number might be, his expiration is gone, some new customer came. So we are giving same number, whatever it is, free numbers is there, out of 100, 1 to 100, there is a 35 customers I mean, agreement is gone, now the customer is not there, or vendor is not there. Okay, we have to put new vendor with that same address or same number in that 35 position. That kind of scenario we can use that specific index and all. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so this is about append and insert. So append and insert uh, both are using to append the entries into the internal table. Okay, so only the difference is insert can be put in the specific positions. Append will happen always bottom of the table. Okay, so next we have describe table. Okay, so describe table means this will tell about tell us about how many entries are there in table level. Okay, so let me show you. So here we are displaying headings. So, okay, before heading, just writing here, right. Okay, after 50 characters, number of entries. Okay, number of entries. Displaying LV count, bracket, LV underscore count. Okay, this LV count we are displaying number of entries. So how can we capture after this insert writing LV count or describe table IT underscore student lines LV count. So LV count should be integer variable. So let me declare that here. LV count type tooltip is not working. Why tooltip is not working? Because here it is showing red color. Syntax is wrong because here we have to mention chain operator. Okay, use type integer. This also will add into the main data keyword only. Okay, the syntax of describe table is describe table, internal table lines. Okay, after we have to use the variable. Okay, so that the total number of count will store here and we are displaying in the body of the screen. So that I am displaying after 50 characters. Okay, you can see here after 50 characters, number of entries is 7. Okay,
Okay, sir.
that is for describe table. Whenever it is required, you have to read those. I mean, not only for output purpose, that can be anything. Like if we have only, I mean, we need to validate in the internal table having at least one entry, then something where whatever the activity we are doing, it is success. If it is, I mean, there is no entries in internal table, then we have to go next step. That kind of scenario also you can use describe table. If describe table is greater than 0, then it's a success. If it is equal to 0, then it's a failure. Okay. Now read table with the key. This is we have already entry in, right? We have entries in all. We have already having more like 7 entries in internal table. Okay. So we have to read specific entries exist or not. Okay. So that's scenario we can use here read table. So I'm using after describe. Okay. Just to confirm that entry is there or not, that scenarios. Okay, read table IT underscore student into yeah, with the key value. Okay, so what is our key value here? SN equal to 5. Same here I'm getting if size sub RC equal to 0. What is size sub RC? It will return that before statement is success or failure. Okay, I'm just capturing here. So then only will display content. Otherwise, we'll skip. Else I'm putting entry is not exist. This is not scenario, but I just took it as an example. We have to read here. Okay. See, we got output means there is a student number 5 is there. Okay.
Okay. So why do we need to do this much, right? Instead of that, why can't you go for select star from EMP where the row serial number is 5 to get the same result, a specific result to see for the data also?
Every time we have to read, we have to use select queries. So this is, I'll tell you, I mean, in further sessions it requires, like whenever we have two internal tables, whenever you're comparing data, okay. So when we are filtering the unique data, we have to read this internal table into work area. This 5 is coming from another table content.
Okay.
Suppose example in this loop only. So we are looping some department data. So we are getting here student department name and student number 1, 2, 3, and we are checking in this read table with this work area SNO. Both are if that student is there in both tables, then only will append to the college data. Otherwise, will not append.
Okay. Yeah.
So now this is first internal table is a department data, and
Department. Okay.
we are checking this read table inside this loop. Okay. Here instead of
Right.
format color, I understood this. Here where this value is coming from, so here student number is there. Right? Consider double work area underscore department underscore SNO. That value will pass here, comparison. If the both are satisfied, we'll get size sub RC. In that size sub RC, whatever the logic we write like that, we'll use this student information. We'll create one more work area in this format. We'll append to college table, college internal table, and will same data will insert to databases. That kind of scenario. When we compare two internal tables and will generate the one more internal table content based on these two, that time we'll use this read table. Because loop we are doing, loop will always do for the main table. In this case, department is a main table. When there is a, header and item table, consider sales order, header and item. So after 6 months, 1 year, data might not be consistent. So we will be checking that items and read header table are both synchronized. Then only we will be appending to, or we will check that all sales orders are completed. All the sales orders having invoices and all. Some sales orders is still pending. That can be done through this kind of logic.
Okay.
So we just understand the syntax functionality here. If the entry is there, we'll capture some size sub RC and we can do any kind of activity. So this is basically record is exist or not various through with key. Okay. So with index also we can do. Okay. When we do with index, okay. Let me try.
Yeah.
So here, it's not a student number. The index row number. Index
Row
5
number. Yeah.
is equal to 0 and W underscore student SNO. We are checking two conditions with index 5. So if data is there, we'll get size sub RC, and we are checking one more condition. Student number equal to 5, display data. Otherwise, entry is
Okay. Yeah.
So will it work now? Why it is exist is not there. Entry is not exist.
Both conditions are, it should be and condition. It should be R, right?
No. And current logic is correct. Size sub RC is for read table. That we got 0 only. And condition we are checking student number should be 5 after reading data. So in both conditions, any one of the condition is failed. So why that is failed? We are reading row number 5. Row number 5 is student number 5 or not?
That's right. Yes.
No, it's wrong because when we are appending in insert we use here insert we put it roll number student number 7 in the second position. So fifth position is roll number 4 now.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
See,
Right.
put
Yeah.
sixth position, roll number 5. Here position is 6 because when we append that time we change that row position for the student. So now this time I put the index number 6, row number student number 5 I'm comparing. See now we got the data because here one after one we got 7 student number. So position number 6, 5. So that is with index. Okay.
Okay.
Next one, both complete end loop and end loop. Currently we are using modify thing. Okay. So I'll comment these two setups. Tables here also else part I'll comment. Okay. So before displaying content, I'm doing loop again for student number. Okay, so we have the age, right? So by default, age should be set as a 30. Okay, so that is a logic, current requirement. So what I'll do before displaying a loop at IT underscore student into work area loop your work area student. So here modify IT underscore student from work area student at index number 8. So what I'm doing in this index, this is index number 8 sentence. Okay, so I'll take, we are not using any insert or append. Before modify, we're just generating one work area. Okay, work area data. So we have student number 7 here. Instead of C, I'm putting different data. Rakesh. Student number 7, we are changing first name, last name, and age. So once we append, we have a work area. We are modifying internal table with this work area at index position 8. Okay. So this loop here is for modification, only for one student. And finally, we'll see what data will be. Work area underscore. So I'm just executing. We don't have 8th record actually, sorry. This 7 is going on second seat. It takes 6 number. We don't have 8th record, we have only 7 records. So 6th record I'll take as a 7th one. 7th index, 6B RAM. Instead of B RAM 28, we'll get R Rakesh 31. Okay, here for student number 6, we got R Rakesh 30 value. Okay. So modify we are using for internal table data change at runtime. If you don't have, this is one scenario. Okay, let me try a different scenario. If you know index number, we can do. If you don't know index number, sometimes we have to append for every record.
Right.
Now this case, I use alt only for copying the content, and right side also I place same variables. So I'm just overriding here instead of age, put 30. For every entry we'll get here instead of index, I'm using site topics. Site topics means it will return the current loop number. Okay. So current loop means when we do first loop, it's index number 1. When we do second loop, it's index number 2. Okay. Dynamic index numbers.
Gotcha. Okay.
For every entry, we are changing age as a 30.
Yeah.
So this RAM one will not work now. That is original data only. RAM only display, but only age value will change now. You can see all ages is 30. And this was old one only, B RAM. Okay. So that is about modify. Next one is delete. Okay. So we have student number 7, right? I'll create one more student number here. 7. It's a 8 one. We have a C MENA only, same name, same data. Okay, I'll mention is age 29. Just check, save, activate. We got 1, 2, 6. It also 6 position 2. Oh, I'll need to remove this one. This should come in the bottom of this table. Okay, not in 2 internet. So we have 8th record in the bottom. Now I am using a delete operation to delete the entry. Okay. So here, delete null table where SNY equal to 6. When student number equal to 6, we are deleting that. Sorry. It's a direct delete. Delete from table level. If you use only delete, this is for internal table. Now 6 will display in output screen or it will be delete.
It will be deleted.
So we just execute, you can see 6 record is there. But how many entries we have here?
7.
7.
Yeah, but why it is showing 8 records?
It is not cleared from the memory, right, sir? It is just deleted the row.
Okay. Now we are checking not the memory, we are just checking entries. Content only. This describe table will work based on the content, not based on memory.
Okay.
Why? Because delete is performing after describe table. You can see here. Okay. So when we perform describe table, that time we have 8 entries only. Later we delete it. Okay. So this LB count we are passing here. So in between we are deleting. So if you write this describe table after delete, that time will get accurate. So these are all part of incidents. Huh? Sometimes we'll get users will confuse based on data. They will raise ticket. So the order should be very important. So you can see 7 entries. We are also having 7 entries.
Correct.
So I'll comment this delete part. So let's entries should be have 8 entries. So next one is delete adjacent duplicates. So for delete adjacent duplicates, the prerequisite is we should start the data, because adjacent might be like a uh, similar kind of student data might be in the row number 2 and after that row number 35. So we should put it in the adjacent, then only we can delete duplicate. So for that, how can we put the adjacent? By doing the sorting. Okay. So in our entries, what is the duplicate? This MENA name is the last name is a duplicate. So we have to remove that. Okay. So I'm just putting sort here. Sort IT underscore student by last name. So by default, it's a ascending order. If you want to mention descending, you can mention here specifically. You can see it. If you're not mentioning descending, it's a by default ascending. Ascending also can be, we have a keyword, but by default it will take ascending only. Okay. I just sort this data. Okay, last name. How many entries we have?
Right, sir.
You can see Meena came next to next, but why it is not deleted? You can see, I mean, only we put sort for only for last name. We got next to next. By why it is not deleted entry?
We
Just
didn't
giving
give a
chance to think. I'm just giving chance to think because here we did only sorting option, but delete adjacent duplicate we didn't write the code. Okay, so this statement we have to write. Yeah, next is
I just altered it.
yeah. Delete adjacent duplicates from IT underscore student comparing last name. So delete adjacent duplicates from internal table comparing with last name. After that we are doing is describe table. So we'll get accurate data. I can see here we have 5 entries. How many duplicates we have?
2, Naresh also there.
Okay, Ram.
Arun also there.
Yeah.
Arun might be there in database also. Let me 1 second. Let me check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is there in database table. Arun.
Okay, Arun is duplicate, Meena is
Okay.
duplicate, Nara is duplicate. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean I wrote all the syntaxes in this program. Okay, I can just do the comparison. Whenever you're doing testing, you just enable that line and you can check your core functionality. Next one is clear, refresh. Clear we already used within the loop, clearing the work here and all. Refresh for internal table. Like we mostly use refresh before reading this data. Okay, select query. Okay, refresh IT underscore student. Because in this program we are reading only once, but sometimes we are using this internal table for multiple operations. Okay, same internal table we are doing multiple times, and we are appending where we will be creating some duplicate internal table also for appending data. And also now I'll create duplicate internal table here. Here student number 1, it's a new internal table. Okay, so we need to push into some duplicate internal table. After doing some operations, again we are putting back to our original internal table before display content. So sometimes we need to do this kind of information. Okay, so that time we'll use refresh. That time also we can use, or before select query also, to avoid the dumps and all, we preferred refresh. Okay, refresh means just clearing the data, whatever it is there in the system level. The free, there is a free one. This will be clear in the with structure memory also. This program I'll not able to show. I'll show in next real time scenario free concept. Okay. And append lines of insert lines of similar to append and insert. Okay, but the difference is append and insert will work only for single entry. Append lines of insert lines of will work for multiple entries. Like see now, just now we created one another duplicate internal tables. See now I'm pushing all internal tables here into see after before describe lines of IT underscore student. This is first internal table. Two, second internal table. IT underscore student. One. So now all the entries will transfer to second internal table. Okay. See now I'm using here second internal table for looping. Just execute. Now see, even second we use second internal table and we are getting all the entries. And insert also will work same. Currently I'm transferring all the entries. Okay, and if you use insert, uh, we can start from like 1 second. table. We have to use for insert as well. See, suppose internal table 1 is already having 100 entries. Now we are transferring our entries. It will be adding to the bottom of the table if you use append lines. If you use insert lines also, in this syntax, it will add in the bottom of the table only. If you want to put indexes and all, we can put here. So when index is not taking, we have to remove this table concept. It should be into the index 5. Like for student number 1, we have already 100 entries, 1 to 100. Now we are pushing 20 entries and we are mentioning index 5. So the entries will start after 6 to 25 it will print, then it will be adjusted to the 6, roll number 6, whatever it is there in existing, that will be changed to 26th position. Because we are pushing this data to from index number 5 to remaining entries. Okay, so if you are pushing 20, so 5 is after 5 it is 5 to 26, 25 it will print. Okay, so total is 125 only. If we add 25 entries or 20 entries we are adding, total is 120 it will become, but positions will change. Okay,
Right.
so that is about append lines, insert lines. We have move is just move we are using for transferring data from okay, from one internal table to another internal table, or work area to work area also we can use. I'm just commenting this insert lines. So here I'll put it back, student number 1 only. Example, this case I'll take. Okay, I'll copy the setup. Okay, so assignment also we can do, or we can use move also. See, we are moving this value to this value variable 1 to 2. Okay, same can applicable other fields also. So when we are moving, the right side value should become a left side value. Okay, here we are using same fields in this example, but if it is a different value right side, okay, so it should go on the left side. Okay, when we are using move, so moving this value to this variable. Okay, for internal tables also we can use same using for this one. Move corresponding of internal table 1 to. Move corresponding for work area, not for internal table. Suppose if you have two structures, okay, structure 1 having 5 fields and structure 2 having 10 fields, but out of 10 fields also the 5 fields is from structure 1. So that time instead of pushing one entry like this, okay, we can directly use move corresponding of work area 1 to work area 2 we can. Okay, this format we can. I think internal table also will work same way. Only the thing we have to add here brackets. It will indicate as internal table. Square brackets. Okay. Two conditions here. We'll understood both. We don't have both two work areas. Just I'm writing syntax based. So move corresponding for work area to work area area, internal table to internal table. If it is, it can be different structure, but there should be some common fields. So when you use this move corresponding, only common fields data only will transfer. Other fields data will be empty when you use move corresponding. Okay. Any doubt, please?
I think we're good.
We have a collect and free. I will tell you in the real time scenario.
Mhm.
So we have these many operations. Runtime we are using. So it depends based on your requirement. You can use positions will be different. Okay. So we try to accommodate in this program, but we will not able to use all syntax at a time, right? So it depends on the requirement. You can try.